Okay, today we're going to start working on our zippered pencil pouch. In your kits, you should have the following items. You should have 2 pieces of interfacing that are 8 by 10. You should have 2 pieces of your main fabric. This is the outer fabric, the fabric that will be seen mostly. And again, you want 2 pieces of that. And then you will also have 2 pieces of what we call our lining fabric, or this will be the fabric on the inside of your zippered pencil pouch. And again, you need 2 pieces of that. You will also need 2 2-inch tabs, 2-inch square tabs. These will be used, and these should be of your lining fabric, so you'll notice that they match. And we'll be starting with those here in just a moment. And you'll need at least a 9-inch zipper. You can use any size zipper as long as it's at least 9 inches. So if you have a longer one, you can make that work as well. All right, I'm going to set most of these aside for a moment, and we're going to start with our zipper, or with our tabs. So for each tab, we're going to fold these similar to what we did for our lanyard. So we're going to fold them wrong sides together, so you can see that the pattern side is out. Okay, so we're going to fold wrong sides together, and we're going to fold it directly in half, and we're going to press that. Again, this is very similar to what we did for our lanyard. Okay, and then we're going to take that and open it, and we're going to fold into our center pressed fold on both sides. So each side will then fold in, and then we will fold that in half. Again, we're going to press that as we do that. So folding one side into the center press, pressing that, and then folding our other side in, pressing that, and then we will take both of those now that they've been pressed and kind of fold right on that center fold. So again, this is just exactly how we did this for our lanyard. I'm going to take that and press that really good. Okay. Basically what we have is a 2-inch piece that's about a 1/2 inch wide. We're going to do that with our other tab as well. So again, folding in half, wrong sides together. The printed side will be out. We're going to take it, each one again, open it up, and we're going to take each side and fold it into that center crease and press. We'll do the other side. And then now that we have our 3 folds, we're going to fold into the center on both sides and then fold in half. And again, press. Okay, so I'm going to set my tabs here. The next thing that we need to do is take our zipper. This is just a basic all-purpose zipper. You'll open that. And what we want to do is we want to measure just above the top of our zipper. We're going to measure a 1/2 inch up, and then we're going to cut some of this off. So measuring again a 1/2 inch above the top of the zipper. So I'm going to use my hem gauge. You can use a tape measure, our seamstress tape, whatever you have, you can use to do your measurement. So again, about a 1/2 inch. And I'm just going to use my fabric marker, but you could use a pen. And I'm just going to mark where I want to cut. Double check that one more time. Okay, so I've measured a 1/2 inch above. Again, a 1/2 inch above my zipper, and I'm going to take and trim that off. So I've just trimmed very, very little off, just a little bit of the ends. At this time, what I'm going to do is just unzip my zipper, maybe about halfway. Doesn't have to be real far, but about halfway, I'm going to unzip it, and then I'm going to take a pin and kind of pin the upper part together. do this. I'm gonna take this off of my cloth for a moment because I'm getting my cloth in there. We want to make sure that we are just grabbing the zipper and that it is level. So we want to make sure that our stops, our zipper stops, if we were laying these together, are still lining up. Your zipper stop is just right here at the top. So we want to make sure those are still lined up as we are pinning it directly across. What we're going to do now is take one of our tabs that we created, and I'm going to go ahead and lay this on this cloth again just so you guys can see better. I think it illuminates it better. And we're going to sandwich our zipper in our tab. So again, if I get a little closer, I'm opening my tab up and I'm sticking my zipper end right up to that center fold, centering everything. And I'm going to close my tab on that. And then I want to pin that in place. And so this is what it will look like at this point. And we're going to go ahead and take this to our machine. Okay, we are just using a straight stitch. That is the only stitch we will be using on this project as well, as just a basic straight stitch. We do want to use a 1/4 inch. Mine didn't look real straight, so I'm going to straighten this out. We do want to use a 1/4 inch seam, so we're going to keep the edge of our presser foot even with the edge of this tab. Sandwich that in there. So again, my fabric is over here even with this edge. All right, I'm going to start sewing. You do want to reverse. Sew forward. Okay, I'm going to go ahead now that my zipper is kind of underneath my presser foot. I'm going to very carefully take out this pin so I don't hit it with my needle. And continue sewing across. Okay. So at this time I can take my pin out and you'll notice that I have that tab there and it has now sandwiched my zipper right in there. Okay, I'm going to trim my loose threads off. Okay, at this time, what we want to do is we want to make sure we are only working with a 9-inch length of zipper. Although I purchased a 9-inch zipper, that is what I purchased. They're actually slightly longer than that. So we're going to need to trim that just a little bit. So I'm going to measure from the top of my zipper where I've just attached this tab. I'm going to measure from the very top of that down 9 inches. So I've got my tape, seamstress tape. I'm also going to use my fabric marker on this, but again, you could use an ink pen, a marker of any sort that you have. And I'm going to measure 9 inches down. Okay. Okay, so again, I've made just a mark here. That's 9 inches, and you'll notice it is going to shorten my zipper just a little. I'm going to cut straight across. These are plastic-based zippers, so your scissors will cut right through that. And at this time, what I'm going to do is take my other tab and open it up and center the bottom of my zipper and sandwich it between my other tab. So again, I have it opened up, sandwich my zipper in, and then I'm going to sew across that. Probably put a pin in to make sure nothing moves on you. All right, again, 1/4 inch seam. Fabric is even with the edge of the presser foot. I'm just getting started and my zipper is going underneath of my presser foot, so I'm going to very carefully pull out my pin and continue sewing across. All right, so at this point I have my zipper ready to go. Now what I'm going to do is start sandwiching my layers of fabric together. So I'm going to start by placing a piece of my main fabric printed side up. So one piece of my main fabric. So I'm gonna just take one, print it side up, and I'm going to take my zipper with the tabs zipper side down. Okay, so that means that this is my zipper. This is going to be facing down. So I'm going to flip that over and my zipper is now facing down. And I'm going to line up the edge of my zipper with the edge of my fabric here. So the edge of my zipper needs to be lined up with the edge of the fabric, and you are centering it within here. So there's going to be just a little bit of a length on each side. We just want to kind of center that to make sure that there's a little bit on each side, the same amount. So once again, that is zipper side down. My zipper is on the underside of this, and I have that facing down. Then I'm going to place one piece of my lining fabric. Okay, so one piece of my lining fabric, print it side down on top of my main fabric and zipper. So this was printed side up, zipper down, and then I've got my printed fabric, printed lining, and that's going to go printed side down. And we just want to line that all up. And then we're going to place one piece of interfacing on top of my main fabric, my zipper, and my lining. So we're just making a giant sandwich right now. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to go through the layers one more time. Main fabric printed side up, zipper facing down, lining fabric printed side down, interfacing. Everything is lined up on this outer edge. Okay, and we're just going to make sure we pin that in place. It is very important that all of these edges are lining up perfectly. So be very careful that all of your edges are lined up and that your zipper is not hanging over or that it's really far down. We want to make sure everything is lined up.